So this morning, we'll get started by wiring up this outlet up here for the microwave, and that'll go inside this next wall cabinet. And then we'll get these two wall cabinets done and the filler, and we'll move on to the other side. So let's get started. So the first thing we need is the outlet. Now, I'll actually put this box in after I install the cabinet, but what I do need is a hole up here with the wire coming out of it. Then when I go to rough the cabinet in, I'll actually cut through the back of the cabinet and I'll set this box in there. Then later I can put the outlet in. That's the last part, and that can be done at any time. So first, I've got to run this wire up and into the area where I need the box to go. But I want to actually open the cabinet up and make sure that I don't place this in an area that might interfere with some of the way the cabinet's built, like where the cleats are. And that could cause a problem. Now I'll just cut that out a little bit bigger than the hole, just in case. That way the box fits for sure. And then I'll fish the wire up and we'll be in business. Thought this might happen. Just gonna have to create like a little trench, and I'll have to do something to let that wire come up through. So to run this wire up to the outlet, I'm going to make a trench, and I'll lay the wire in that, and then I'll just put a plate over it, a metal plate, and that'll protect the wire. Shouldn't have done that. So now I have to disconnect this power. So I'm going to go down and hit the breaker. Alright, now I can take these nuts off and feed it through the wall. At least that's secure now. I can turn the power back on. I don't have to worry. Then I get some more light back in the room. I've just made this up here from some sheet metal from that ductwork I did the other day. And I even rounded this top over and cleated it. That way it would be smooth on the wire. So I'll just screw this in with a couple of these zip screws, and that should be fine. I definitely don't have a piece of scrap drywall. Even though the cabinet line is here and there'll be a microwave here, I want to close this off. So I'll just use a piece of this 1/2-inch plywood, and I'll cut a little scrap and piece it in there. I actually took off a couple of the plies. That way I know it would fit in there and be shallow. I didn't want it to stick proud. So now that we got all the wiring dealt with, we'll go ahead and prep this cabinet, get it up on the wall. That looks good. Okay, this side needs to be shimmed out quite a bit, but first, I'll attach these stiles together. Looks right on the money. Alright, that cabinet's done. Okay, so I don't know how well you can see, but the top measurement here is 12 5/8 to 12 13/16. Now the last cabinet is 12 inches. So what we'll do is we'll finish with a filler strip. Now because it's tapered, I can kind of slide the filler strip in alongside the cabinet once it's in place. So we'll pull this cabinet out, we'll get it up. So I flipped this cabinet around, and now the door hinges on the wall side. And I think that would be better anyway. There's a slight problem with one of these styles, but I can dress that up, and I'd rather it be on the top side. It will be shielded by the door, and height helps as well. So an issue we'll have on this cabinet is that I'll be screwing into a spot where it's not hidden by hinges. So what we'll do is we'll screw from the previous cabinet, and it'll be hidden behind the hinges on that cabinet. Alright, now that I've got the cabinet up, I want to cut this filler and fill this gap. My only concern right now is that this wall definitely kind of bubbles like this. I almost wonder if I cut it a little bit heavy, I could almost slam it in and it might take up the difference and kind of crush the drywall as it goes in. How about 5/8 to 7/8 heavy? I have to sharpen our pencil. Terrible. So frustrating. I'm gonna have to pull this entire cabinet. Alright, so I thought I could actually attach that while it was up there, which would have saved a tremendous amount of time, but just have to suck it up and take it down and put it on down here and then reinstall it. If you think I'm frustrated, you think right, but sometimes it happens and you just gotta accept it, you know? Just move on. It's not worth dwelling on it. That's what I'm talking about. Whoa. That looks good. It's really, really close. It's really, really close. This opening is important, you know, because it'll have this microwave, so you definitely want it to be square. We need 30 inches. We have exactly 30. We have exactly 30 inches. I think we can just go with this. So I think the biggest takeaway from all this, watching me install these cabinets, is you need to accept that very close, or even close sometimes, is going to be good enough. As long as if you have an opening like this for a microwave, as long as you have 30 inches and that it's square, if it's pretty close to level, that's great. Now you've seen me a number of times put something flat against the top front. Now that's much more critical because I want to put the trim on and I don't want to have to caulk it. So you don't want cabinets that wander back and forth. So you want to make sure they're planing in a flat surface. Now that's very critical as well. If you don't have crown up top, honestly, I've seen some really botched up bad cabinet jobs and they go all over and your eye can't really even tell. So you would never know unless you put something flat on it, then you would. And somebody later comes in and says, let's put some crown on there. And they go, wow, these are really poorly installed. And then has to shim them all out. And that's been me before in the past. So that's how I know from experience. Alright, so I just made a minor mistake here. This wall is actually studded on 16, so we can kind of go back to normal. Of course, I just willy-nilly put screw holes in the bottom here, just like the other one. So I just realized I made another mistake. Of course, I drilled the holes on the top. That's not a big deal. You'll never see them. What I forgot that I really need to do is, this cabinet's 36 inches. I have a 40-inch opening. So I'd like to put a filler on this. And then when I put the next cabinet up, I'll just use a small filler. And I have to take that existing piece of filler that I had, and then I'll mount it on the side here, and then we'll remeasure the holes out. It looks like I can get 2 inches out of this one still. So I'm going to do that, and then mount it on here first. Then we'll pick it up. So I'll have to adjust these marks by 2 inches. I just keep running into problems. I've just cracked this stile right up here at the very top in the very last screw. It split it right there, right as I was going through, cracked it right off. So I just put one of those 1.5-inch trim screws in there and it pulled the stile back down. I can fill that with a rubbing stick, you know, one of the filler crayons. Alright, so now I'm going to shift over the measurements 2 inches to account for the filler. Alright, now I can attach these two together. So what I've done now is I've got this level with this square, squaring it to the previous row. And then I have an idea of how far this cabinet needs to come out to be square to these existing cabinets. And as I can see, it's quite a bit. So at least I know I can measure that, and it needs to come out that far. Now, before I screw this in, I want to make sure this is level. Way out of level. Why doesn't that want to lift? Because the style is not right. What did I tell you before? I don't trust every surface. Let's check this one. Perfect. 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 Looks good. Very good. Let's check this here. We'll check it with the square. That seems square. Now this side needs to come out. That is so close. I'm just leave it alone. So now that we finally got this cabinet up, we'll take a measurement and see how big of a filler we need on this final cabinet. Looks like 38 5/16. So that means we'll need a filler that's 2 5/16 wide. So wow, it's gotta get shimmed way off the wall. Hopefully these bases pick up, but I'm skeptical because they're going to need so much shimming. And the very first one I have to do has a bunch of copper water lines in it. So you'll see me do something I don't really care for, cutting and sweating extensions on that copper. So for today, I'm going to clean up, move some of these cabinets out of the way so the homeowner can get back to their fridge. So I'll see you in the next clip.